Hey everyone, back with you. One more quick follow-up on something I was just thinking about last night, watching CNN and MSNBC, and just watching the way that they're going about trying to control this narrative as far as what's going on. Obviously, all they want to talk about is Donald Trump's association or collusion with the Russians. And of course, there's been no evidence to support that, nor will there be any evidence to support that. They don't want to talk about the other investigation, which is whether or not there was a political operation with the White House, the FBI, the intelligence agencies, to try to bring down Trump, which is what I believe is going on. CNN and MSNBC do not want to talk about that, but it really doesn't matter because they don't control the investigation. They can control the narrative on their networks, but they do not control the actual investigation. The evidence will do that. And the Republicans who control the Congress will do that, as well as the executive branch, meaning the Attorney General, who can appoint a special prosecutor, and I believe that will eventually happen. Excuse me. But I got to thinking about something last night. You know, when Trump first came out and made that tweet on that Saturday morning that he was being surveilled, for 2 weeks after that, all we heard from MSNBC and CNN was, hey, show us the evidence. Show us the evidence. If you've been surveilled, show us the evidence. Where is the evidence? That's all they would say for 2 solid weeks. Now they're suggesting that possibly that this recent information that came to Nunes came from within the White House, possibly even Trump himself, which is kind of funny because here they are for 2 solid weeks demanding that Trump show them the evidence. And if in fact this did come from Trump or from someone on his team, which essentially is Trump also, then he's done exactly what CNN and MSNBC requested. They shouted for 2 solid weeks, show us the evidence, and now he's showing them the evidence. And they still don't want to cover it or talk about it. So I got to thinking, you know, Trump has probably known that these logs existed. He's probably known that that evidence existed. When he made that tweet, he probably knew he would be vindicated. He knew he would have to probably go through several weeks or even months of taking a beating, knowing good and well that he couldn't exactly come out and disclose this evidence, and it has to be done in a certain way, working through the committees until it finally can come out, and then the committee can recommend an independent prosecutor. So it's very likely that Trump, when he made that tweet, that he knew exactly what he had, and that he just had to keep his powder dry and let it all play out, knowing good and well how the liberal media would respond. And he basically has set a trap for them because they're all in. They cannot back out of this thing. There's no way. CNN, MSNBC, the New York Times, and all their friends, they are 100% in. They cannot back out of this. They have jumped on this narrative, telling Trump, show us the evidence if you got the evidence, and now the evidence is coming forward, regardless of where it came from. And once this evidence comes out, the narrative will completely change. The Republicans, with no more evidence out there to dig any deeper as to whether or not there were any connections between Trump and Russia or something like that, colluding to, you know, affect the election or whatever, they're not going to find any evidence of that because it's simply crazy. It's a conspiracy theory. It's not true, and there's no evidence to suggest it is true. The former administration intelligence officials could not find it. They certainly aren't going to find it under Trump's administration. And now the issue has shifted to whether or not there was some sort of a political operation working with the intelligence agencies to surveil Trump and then unmasked those conversations with Trump and people around him and then feed that stuff to the media. A campaign to weaken the president, to try to take down the president and try to do him harm, which essentially is doing harm to the country. This is not going to play very well when the truth comes out. CNN, MSNBC, and all their friends will have no way out. They will be totally locked in to their position. They will not be able to back out of it, and they will suffer tremendous negative consequences as a result when this thing finally shakes itself out. Could be months, could be a couple of years before it finally shakes itself out. But at the end of the day, CNN and MSNBC, they have gone all in on the wrong narrative. They have put themselves in a situation that when the truth does come out, and I believe the truth will show that there was some sort of a political operation to do damage or do harm to the Trump administration. When that information comes out and it is proven, especially if people go to jail or people are found criminally liable, CNN, MSNBC, and all their cohorts, they'll be stuck. They will be stuck because now they will have to come out and report that. That's not something that can change the narrative. They'll try to change the narrative, but they simply won't be able to do it. And their credibility will be completely shot. What credibility they did have. So essentially, the question is did Trump, or is Trump, setting up the media, the liberal media, for a massive fail? The type of fail that could set them back to a point where they would probably have to have a house cleaning at CNN and MSNBC. All their commentators would have to be cleaned out, gone. The head of the network, gone. I mean, this could really change the course of history in a lot of ways, and it certainly could be a death knell to the liberal media, which has put all their eggs in a basket that I don't think is going to produce fruit. They have put all their money on questioning this, on questioning whether or not there was a conspiracy to take down Trump with these leaks and disseminating that information. If this turns out to be the case, CNN, MSNBC, all those highly paid people on those networks, their credibility will be destroyed for a very, very long time. Rachel Maddow may be flipping burgers. Alrighty, that's my thoughts on that subject. Alrighty, y'all have a good day. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for sharing my videos. Thank you for the likes and comments. I really appreciate it. Y'all take care. Bye.